Despite not being intended to be such a massive character, Trafalgar Law became one of the most beloved characters in the entire One Piece series, having one of the coolest and most versatile powers in the entire show, the Ope Ope no Mi, then getting a tragic backstory that fleshed his character out, which we the audience was able to sink our teeth into. The alliance of the Heart Pirates and the Straw Hat Pirates allowed us to see the trust and relationship grow with him and the Straw Hats throughout the journey. This is why many would love him to join the Straw Hats, but there's only one problem. He is lacking the strength he needs to compete with the top tiers on his own. Even after his and the Eustace Kid's victory over Big Mom and the feats he showed in this fight, Law was not able to overcome Blackbeard and the Blackbeard Pirates at Winter Island. But I think the question we got to ask is, where does he go from here? Because we know he is not dead. Beppo came up clutch with the help of Chopper's Rumble Ball and escaped with Law by swimming through the sea. There are many speculations and theories about what's next for Law, like Law joining Cross Guild, joining the Straw Hats, or teaming up with Sword to attack Hachinosu to get his crew back and help get Garp back. I don't really love any of these theories. It just doesn't feel like something Law would do. To be honest, I have been wanting to make a video on what's next for Law for quite some time, but was not able to see any other direction for the character besides the obvious answers in joining Cross Guild and joining the Straw Hats, until I rewatched Dressrosa. And I was like, oh, there are connections that have not been fully explored between Law and Sengoku because of their ties with Corazon. I think there is more story to tell here with Law and Sengoku, and I think I figured out a way to do so. As we know, Sengoku and Law are connected through their bond with Corazon. Corazon being a Marine under Sengoku and being saved by Sengoku as a child. Sengoku thought of Corazon as his own son, and we know how important Corazon was for Law, being the person that healed his anger he had towards the world due to the White Town incident. I have to assume there's more story to tell between Law and Sengoku, because of their only on-screen interaction in Dressrosa. There was a statement by Sengoku to Law saying he wanted to continue to talk and reminisce about Corazon. Sengoku basically said if he was still the fleet admiral, he would arrest Law to have more time to talk. At some point in the story, I do think they will meet up again. Why not let this be the point in time? We know Law needs to get stronger, and I think Sengoku is the perfect person to help him with that. Now y'all may be asking, why would Sengoku help him? And how will Sengoku know where he is? These questions are easily answered. Let me explain. I would not be surprised if Sengoku has been keeping tabs on Law and his whereabouts. I don't think it is out the realm of possibility that Sengoku would do this, because he already said he would love to talk more about Corazon with Law. Even if Sengoku has not kept tabs on Law, the Marines knew that Blackbeard and Law were clashing at Winter Island, just based on the scene where Akainu gets the report of Blackbeard and Law clashing at Winter Island. Akainu was like, I have to wait to see what happens again. It sucks being a fleet admiral. From this information, I think it's safe to assume that the Marines know that Law lost to Blackbeard and barely escaped by sea. I also would not be surprised if the Marines know where Law is right now. Sengoku is the former fleet admiral. It is highly likely he knows this information as well. He could be making his way to Law right now. The two reasons I see why Sengoku could help Law to get stronger is that he needs help to rescue Garp and their connection with Corazon. The question here is, why would Sengoku ask Law for help to rescue Garp? I think this is quite simple. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. The Rocky Port incident, Colby worked with Blackbeard and Law. God Valley, Garp worked with Roger. Speaking of the Rocky Port incident, we know that Law already has infiltrated Hachinosu before. Law would be a very valuable asset in trying to rescue Garp, because he already knows the landscape of the island and probably knows the best ways to infiltrate the island. He already did it once. Why can't he do it again? Law's interest in this team up with Sengoku is simple. He needs to rescue his crew from Hachinosu. Now I am assuming his crew is still alive. It was kind of implied that they were from the scene in the anime where Beppo is escaping with Law. Law basically said to Beppo, go back. I don't want to leave my crew, my friends behind. So that implies that they are still alive. But who knows, right? Because Blackbeard could have decided to pack them up. But I think it is more likely he did not. Blackbeard seems to like taking people as prisoners over packing them up. I can 100% see Sengoku helping Law just off the fact he has a soft spot for Corazon, because Sengoku's character has changed a lot since he stepped down from the Fleet Admiral position. Since the time skip, he has been so laid back. He has been doing things he would never do if he was still Fleet Admiral. It's like Sengoku is a completely different character. In Dressrosa, he already did something similar. He did not try to capture Law at all when they were talking. Sengoku even admitted that if he was still on active duty, he would have captured Law. Sengoku could have easily captured Law right then and there. I know the Fleet Admiral Sengoku would have not missed the opportunity. So I do believe it is completely in character that Sengoku would help Law. It's kind of crazy because I would not have said this pre-time skip. I guess when you retire from a stressful job, you become chill like that. So what would this do for both of these characters? I think this would be dope for Law and Sengoku as characters. For both characters, this will give them both more closure on Corazon. Also, this would deepen their relationship, maybe something similar to Luffy and Garp. Of course, not the same level as Luffy and Garp, but something similar. For Law, he could have his Haki bloom under the tutelage of Sengoku, because we know Sengoku is super strong and on the same tier as Garp. Goldie Roger did say, if you want to catch me, bring Garp or Sengoku. Law would be able to learn how to use his armament and observation Haki at an elite level. Who knows, maybe even awaken Conqueror's Haki. Sengoku is a confirmed Conqueror's Haki user stated in the One Piece data book. Also with this tutelage, he would become even better with his awakened Devil Fruit. Law maybe could even learn more about the Will of D from Sengoku, because I definitely think Sengoku knows more than he lets on from the conversation that they had in Dressrosa. For Sengoku's character, I think this will give understanding on how Garp felt in Marineford when someone you care for is a pirate or the enemy. Now for us fans, we would finally get to see Sengoku's full power, which we definitely need, because it would be a travesty if we never get to see Sengoku turn up before the story ends. Sengoku needs his galaxy impact moment. Just imagine Law and Sengoku turning up in Hachinosu. We need to see it, man. It'll be painful if we never get to see Sengoku's full power, man. Even if it's not in this theory, we definitely need to see Sengoku turn up before the end of One Piece. Back to the theory. I think this really could do something for both Law and Sengoku. Just imagine having Law and Sengoku turn up on Hachinosu. Rocky Port Incident Part 2. We had that student-teacher vibe with Law and Sengoku, man. That would be great, man. That'd be crazy. Just imagine the team attacks. It would be fire, in my opinion. Personally, I think this would be better than Law joining Cross Guild or the Straw Hats, just because of the possible dynamics between Sengoku and Law. But this is just my opinion and the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe down below. If anything stood out to you or you have anything else to add, please let me know down below. Till next time, I'm out.